top takeaways from this conference right here. Although it wasn't groundbreaking, although the price literally we're down after hours right now, although there's nothing groundbreaking from this, there were some damn important things in my opinion. Number one thing, if you don't listen to any of this, if my forehead is too big for you, there are going to be no more offerings. This is a quote from the CEO, and he says, we have a really long cash runway to execute this plan. We do not expect to be back in the market raising financing. So there you have it. And they said, the CFO said before, we have enough cash and our financial position is secure. We don't need to raise another offering. There you go. CEO confirms it, right? A ton of people and a ton of bears arguments saying that we're going to get more dilution in offering, right? Everything money, where they're going to have this is literally paraphrasing them. We're going to have 1 billion shares outstanding by next year, right? And they're half joking, but it's not a joke that they think that's a huge negative of the company. Now, of course, the CEO could go back on this, but the fact of the matter is, so far, they told us they were in a secure financial position. They didn't do an offering. Now they're telling us they're not. Now they're telling us strictly, essentially, they're not going to do an offering. So that is maybe the biggest thing here. But there's also a lot of subtle things in here and nice ass quotes that are subtle but if you actually read the nuanced quotes here that I have put together for you in this short time, you can see why, yes, the CEO did do a pretty damn well job of displaying his optimism. For example, the Sapphire 2.0. Now, there's been some confusion of this. Now, to my understanding, I'm 99% sure this is correct, but the Sapphire 2.0, it is scheduled prior to this investor meeting here, it was scheduled to release fully, commercially, by end of 2023 or a little bit sooner than that, and that's based off the earnings quotes about the Sapphire 2.0 release. Now, we know there's going to be an intermediate release and there are going to be 17K samples, and here's the slide right here. So essentially, 17,000 samples a year is what they're going to be doing in Q1 2023. Let me get over here so you can see a little better. Okay, so there you go. 2023, Q1, 17,000 samples. That's the Sapphire. And 70,000 is Q3 2023. And this is commercially releasing, to my understanding. This is when they are going to be commercially releasing and how many Sapphires are actually going to be, how many samples they can do. Throughput, right? The key right here, the purple blue. That's how many samples they can do per year. And in Q1 2023, apparently the Sapphire will be able to do that many. And Q1 2023 right there, 17,000 and 70,000 for Q3 2023. So that is good. That was a little bit sooner than we were expecting. Not substantial by any means, but still great to see. And it is something that's likely to increase our profitability. I was talking about this in the stream. Our profitability date, year, 2023, 2024, 2025, it's likely to be 2023 once you factor in that we're actually going to be getting higher throughput, Sapphire 2.0 revenue coming in 2023, not just 2024, right? So that's going to, and notice that we're profitable in 2024, not 2023 in this chart, because maybe, and largely because you didn't factor that in. And now we know for sure that we're going to be getting commercial releases during 2023 for the Sapphire 2.0, 14x, 14-fold higher throughput increase in throughput, 14-fold increase in throughput. So there you have it. That's the second, or that's technically the first one that's the first one I wrote down here. So second one, product launches. The real opportunity, this is a quote, the real opportunities is in consolidating the multiple methods in cytogenetics into a simple workflow with optical genome mapping. Now, of course, you may be wondering, Brandon, this is just a simple thing. Well, I mean, they say this all the time, right, Brandon? They say this every day, right? Well, consolidating the workflow, they've already done this. You know, the real opportunity, he's talking about current opportunities. The real opportunity is in consolidating the multiple methods in cytogenetics into a simple workflow with optical genome mapping. We've already consolidated CMA fission karyotyping in a way, right? Because we've taken all of their characteristics and we've made, not characteristics, but benefits almost, and what they detect, and we've made a device that detects pretty much overall in a better way. We detect what the systems try to detect better in any way, any category than anything else. Simple as it gets, according to the company itself. Now, have they not done all their consolidation for optical genome mapping? I don't know. Is this hinting for nanonozzle? I don't know. Do you consider nanopores adding to the nanochannels? Do you still consider that optical genome mapping? I would argue yes, because at the end of the day, it's all it is the same exact system with nanopores added to the nanochannels. And that's, if you don't know what that is, that's basically, just think of that like the parts of the Sapphire, right? The parts of the Sapphire, you're just adding nanopores in there. It's still optical genome mapping, but guess what? You would be consolidating sequencing parts and sequencing methods, right? Nanopore sequencing, OX4 nanopore, right? Adding the nanopores into optical genome mapping, and that would be consolidating the multiple methods in cytogenetics into a simple workflow. That's what it would be if, like, let's say this is directly me. Let's say literally in the back of his mind while he said this, he's like, yeah, nanonozzle is coming, bitches. Let's just say that's what it was. It would make perfect sense. I'm not saying this is proof. I'm not saying it's like huge news. I don't know. I'm speculating, okay? But I think there's a chance that maybe there's something going on here. I don't know. So make your own opinion on that. I think there's certainly, make your own opinion. We are also working on a next generation instrument, though an intermediate. Okay, so this is just the quote. This is just the exact quote, actually, of the intermediate release of 17K samples. We already went over that slide right there, or right there. Okay, we also have the Clia business. He called it, we have a Clia, not CLIA. He said we have a Clia business, and we're using that business to prove out is the quote, I believe, unless he meant to say put, I think he meant to say put, to put out new and novel tests that would be developing through our Sapphire system and get them reimbursed by insurance companies. So yes, he did confirm the CLI lab, and this is another little part of their business that is trying to essentially, hopefully, one of their goals is to get reimbursements by insurance companies happening, right? They want to do new tests and novel tests that would develop through the Sapphire system, get them reimbursed by insurance companies. So that's great to see that the CLI lab has a good purpose and that it's confirmed. And it's another business. It's business expansion, simple as it gets, right? All the job listings that I've been talking about, business expansion. We got new listing. It's confirmed today, right? And this is obviously, we want to see through the numbers and the revenue and the adoptions proof that this is actually working, but still preliminarily, if that's a word, you still love to see that the CEO just confirmed the CLI business when we already knew about it. And we already knew, hey, the company's value just increased a little bit. They have a new part of their business that's working for them and doing good work. Yeah, we already knew about that. Now everybody knows about that. And the only contingency with this one, it would make perfect sense. I'm pretty sure this is 100% legit, but he didn't say CLIA. He said Clia, which, that's what you would... I don't know if people say that all the time. Okay, I'm not in the business of researching CLI labs every day, but yeah, it would make sense. I'm pretty sure by Clia he meant Clinical Laboratory Improved Amendment Lab. So yeah, take it for what it is. Though it's talking about Sapphire, it's not as good as the standard of care. It's better, baby. It's better, bitches. Switch to Sapphire now, or I'm gonna hunt you down. Right? Not really. Okay, that's totally off. Okay, but just read this quote if you don't want to take my cringy myself, whatever I am. It's not only as good as the standard care, it's better. Right? Simple as it gets. Fish, carrot typing, Frag X, Southern Blot. CMA, anything, okay? Any other method in greater than 500 base pair detection, they don't have a chance. It's not only as good as the standard of care, it's better. And that's talking about the Sapphire. That's our CEO talking about the Sapphire. All these are quotes by the Sapphire, obviously, right? This presentation right here. And I will link that down if you want to do it as well. So this one was really interesting. 2021 milestones are on track. He didn't say that quote. That's a paraphrase. He did say, he was mumbling and almost stuttering as well, maybe, but he was talking about the 2021 milestones being on track, and he didn't sound very confident in the way he didn't sound very confident in the way he said it, which that kind of does worry me. But at the end of the day, I'm more interested in the facts of the business than dissecting the body language. And his hands were here. He touched his hair. He's nervous. I'm not really too interested. I'm not. This isn't a crime. I'm not a detective, right? Trying to see if someone's telling the truth. I'm just trying to look at the facts of the company and the key business internal metrics. Which what we know is that he said repeatedly, and the management said this in the last earnings call, and today. They're on track, and you love to see it because one of the milestones, not one of the, here, if we go right here, you can see what I mean exactly, right? Technically the milestones 2021, if you don't know what those are, these are it, right? So upcoming, we have commercial release of prenatal assays and expansion of the menu of pediatric assays. And that's going to be good for sales, most likely. Interim publication of results from pediatric clinical study and then validation of 3 laboratory-developed tests. Billing codes, PLA codes, and that's the PLA codes becoming effective on October 1st. So that's good to see. But also another thing, I'm not really sure. You tell me what you think about this. I'm not sure. If we go back down here, I'm not sure. He said, I don't know if he said, okay, so I put a quote right there. I don't remember if it was an exact quote, but I guess it is. He said 150 Sapphires is what they want to do end of the year. That's their goal. They think they're going to get it. He said stuff like that. The gist of that, I don't know if they consider that a milestone. I don't think they do, just because the 2021 milestones are what we went over right up there, the Q2 accreditation for LDTs, the billing codes, PLA codes, all that stuff. Those were specifically labeled 2021 milestones. But this also could be, this also is a 2021 milestone, but it's not in that little category. So that's not technically the same thing, if that makes sense. I hope you're following me, but if you're not following me, ape language here, I'll say this for the last couple. 2021 milestones are on track. It's good. It's not breaking news, but it's great to see that they're still making good progress on all the stuff that they're doing. The Q4 prototype is Sapphire, right? Sapphire 2.0 prototype is coming out this year. Let me be clear. Prototype, as of our last knowledge, to my understanding, Sapphire 2.0, higher throughput, 14-fold increase in the throughput. That is coming out this year, Q4. It's coming out commercially in 2023, okay, through 2 different updates, right? The intermediate one was 17,000 in Q1, and the Q3, that's going to be the 70,000 full throughput one, or whatever, okay? So that's what we know, to my understanding at least, and those are my most important takeaways. And then we already went over the offerings one, right? There is no more offerings essentially happening. We do not expect to be back in the market raising financing. If they had thought, if they needed to do an offering, if they thought they're at risk, they wouldn't say this. I don't think we have to fear an offering anymore, any short term. And I've been saying it for months, and a lot of people still disagree with me. I've been saying for months, I don't think they're going to do a fucking offering. I think I said there's less than a 10% chance. I think I said it's less than 10% chance several times. And I still, even with this, okay, that even further decreases it lower than that, right? So I don't think an offering is something to worry about, even if we were to get one. I think a lot of people overreact to them. Anyways, yeah, we don't have to worry about it now. So that's what you love to see. And those are my biggest takeaways from the presentation. Also, we have this, right? This was a new slide from the presentation. At least I haven't seen it before. The same TAM here, or not TAM, it's actually, technically, this is not a total addressable market. This is more of a serviceable, obtainable market, right? So this is what their total market opportunity is what they call it in the previous presentation slide, 2.6 billion to 3.8 billion, and this is actually what they believe they could be getting yearly, reoccurring to my understanding, for if they were to have 10,000 Sapphires sold. And they don't really do that too good of a job of saying what's going on right in here. But that's based on the last one. Yeah, that's what they said. And, based on today, they still believe this is kind of what their market is. I wouldn't mind if they could kind of increase this with all the new studies. I guess they already knew about all the applications, essentially. But I would love if they could increase this with a nanonozzle coming in, right? If they could increase that and just say, there's applications. We're going to increase this to 5 billion if we were to get 10,000 Sapphires installed, or 10 billion, or whatever it is, right? That would be nice, but we didn't get that. Anyways, yeah, but they still think they're going to get this. And if we were achieving this a year, 2.6 billion in revenue, profit, whatever the hell, okay, this would be revenue, but it's over. I mean, we're going to places that you and I can't even dream of, right? Essentially, that's what's going on. Also, look at this, Illumina, Bionano together, Mom, Messenger, Moistville, Brennan, my friend, the legend himself. Maybe some stuff's going on there. I don't have inside information, but Illumina, Bionano, I don't know. The CEOs are friends. The C-suite is friends. They live closely by. Their headquarters are, at least. We also had this news today, which I liked, because essentially, not to go too long here, just to sum it up, essentially the CEO confirmed that there's a ton of Europe Sapphire adoptions and sales that happened in Q2 that we did not previously know about, and that I have not accounted for, and the public has no idea about in my earnings projections. And essentially what that does, ape language, if you don't understand, it makes these numbers more likely to be real. And if these numbers are real, yes, we're going to $7 easily, if not $8. I think $8, $9, $10 is not out of the question if it's one of these numbers right here. So you love to see it. And also, we got this study right here. This is one of their tweets. Nothing big. He did the doctor himself, the legend himself. He submitted it, or this person submitted it on Monday. They just talked about it now, so it's good to see. He's talking about Sapphire, talking about CME microarrays, fish carrots, talking about why optical mapping is better. Anyways, with that being said, let's show you the portfolio. Let's get out of here, okay? No technical analysis today. I don't know, because we got new interesting news. We'll do technical analysis tomorrow on the pre-mark if I'm up before. But anyways, with that being said, thank y'all so much. It's not financial advice. I will see y'all in the next one.